It's October 18th, 2025, and the buzz around XRP private v public is exploding. What's really going on? With ETF decisions looming, regulatory whispers heating up, and market volatility shaking things up amid fresh economic drama, you might be wondering if the public ledger's openness is a vulnerability or the ultimate edge. But hold on, because this debate isn't a setback. It's the spark for massive institutional inflows. If you're an XRP holder feeling the turbulence, this could be the clarity you've been craving. Stay tuned, we're peeling back the layers. In this video, I'm breaking it all down as your insider guide, leveraging my deep connections in the Ripple ecosystem and beyond, with exclusive insights into the private-public dynamics, behind-the-scenes regulatory shifts, and forward-looking strategies that could redefine XRP's role in global finance. We'll contrast the short-term noise with long-term breakthroughs, connect the dots on emerging tech like permissioned features, and zoom out to show why this moment positions you for the win. Get ready for education that empowers, reassurance that calms the storm, and speculation that ignites excitement. Let's get into this. Right off the bat, let's tackle the chaos head-on. You've seen the dips, XRP sliding amid broader crypto sell-offs fueled by inflation fears and geopolitical jitters. Add in the fresh drama from ETF filings hitting deadlines today, October 18th, and the endless chatter about private versus public ledgers. Is XRP's public permissionless nature a liability in a world where banks crave privacy? Rhetorical question? Absolutely not. Think about that. In the short term, it feels like uncertainty, FUD spreading like wildfire, with critics claiming the XRPL's transparency exposes too much. But here's where it gets really interesting. This debate is actually unlocking doors we've been knocking on for years. Flashback to historical parallels like the 2020-2023 SEC lawsuit saga. Back then, skeptics hammered XRP as a security tied to Ripple's private dealings, tanking prices and sparking panic. Yet, Ripple's partial victory in 2023 clarified XRP's status as non-security in secondary markets, paving the way for today's ETF push. Echoes of Bitcoin's early regulatory battles, right? BTC faced similar scrutiny before ETFs flooded in billions. Now, with Grayscale's XRP ETF decision potentially dropping today, we're at that inflection point. Short-term setbacks. Sure, volatility spikes as markets digest the news, but long-term, this private-public tension is evolving into hybrid strength. Public for efficiency, private for compliance. Zoom out with me. Globally, central banks are piloting CBDCs, demanding controlled environments. Ripple's tech shines here. The public XRPL handles lightning-fast settlements, but institutions need privacy layers. Enter recent developments. Amendments like permission domains and ZK proofs on the horizon. These aren't buzzwords, they're bridges. Banks can run private ledgers internally while bridging to the public XRPL for cross-border magic. I've chatted with fintech insiders in Europe, where my CA regulations are greenlighting this hybrid model. In Asia, SBI Holdings is already leveraging XRP for public efficiency with private safeguards. Smart money, those whales and funds quietly accumulating during dips, sees this. They're not selling, they're stacking. Knowing psychology drives retail panic, but institutional patience wins. Addressing that common pain point, misinformation overload. Every forum thread screams XRP is centralized or private ledgers kill the public utility. It's exhausting, breeds despair. But let's flip it. This noise is your edge. The public ledger's decentralization ensures no single point of failure. Unlike legacy systems for novices. Picture it like this. The public XRPL is an open highway for value transfer, cheap and fast. Private features like adding toll lanes for VIPs. Banks get compliance without slowing everyone else. Experts dig into XLS80 specs. It gates access to verified wallets, enabling tokenized assets with KYC baked in. No jargon overload. It's storytelling a future where XRP bridges worlds. Repeating that key theme, the public foundation with private enhancements isn't a compromise. It's evolution. As adoption surges, over 300 institutions on RippleNet now bleeding into XRPPL. Value follows. Turbulence temporary. You're ahead of the curve, positioned for the institutional wave. Now, If you're navigating this solo, I get it. It's overwhelming. That's why my XRP Insights newsletter is a game changer. Weekly deep dives, no hype, just tools to stay sharp. Link in the description. It's like extending this chat, keeping you empowered. Diving deeper, let's connect dots. Today's ETF buzz ties directly to private public clarity. If approved, funds pour in, validating XRP's public utility, while private tech handles back-end compliance. Look at on-chain data. Transactions up 25% this quarter, driven by DeFi on XRPPL. In the Middle East, amid sanctions, XRP's public speed cuts remittance costs by 60%. With private layers protecting sensitive data, psychologically, this shifts mindsets from fear of exposure to excitement over secure scalability. Smart money behaviors, hedge funds, like those accumulating millions in XRP wallets during volatility, they zoom out, seeing parallels to gold's evolution. Public trading, private vaults. Here's an emphatic statement. The private VP public debate isn't division, it's convergence. Banks won't ditch privacy, but they can't ignore public efficiency. Ripple's acquisitions, custody firms, stablecoin launches, like RLUSD bolster this. For newbies, RLUSD is like a digital dollar. On XRPL, stable and compliant. Pros, note the lending protocol XLS66 incoming. Borrow against assets privately on chain. This turns despair into drive. Panic sellers miss the boat while holders like you build wealth. Building momentum. Imagine 2027 XRP capturing 10% of Swift's volume. With public liquidity and private compliance, trillions flow. Historical parallels. Internets.com crash. Chaos, then ubiquity. XRP is the value internet. Today's volatility is the dial-up phase. Midway check-in. If this is hitting home, smash that like. It fuels the algo, connects us with more holders. Share your take and comments. Public strength or private needs? Where do you stand? Let's spark that community fire. Escalating revelations. Global perspectives deepen this. In Brazil, CBDC pilots integrate XRP like bridges. US post-election clarity. ETFs unlock doors. Smart money anticipates accumulating stealthily. Psychologically, it's resilience. Training. Dips build diamond hands. Turn fear into fuel. Misinformation fades when you zoom out. But the real thrill, inevitability. Features like multi-purpose tokens, MPTs, for efficient RWA tokenization combined with privacy make XRPL unstoppable. Holding XRP, you're not just investing, you're part of transformation. As we near the end, let's get philosophical. XRP isn't merely crypto. It's a visionary shift toward inclusive, borderless finance. Public accessibility empowers the masses. Private layers lure the giants. Together, inevitable progress. Excitement builds as we hit that tipping point. Decentralized yet compliant, fast yet secure. But here's the reassurance you need. Turbulence is temporary. Let's zoom out even further. Crypto cycles have always been this way. Remember Bitcoin's 2018 crash? It dropped 80%. Everyone called it dead. Yet, it roared back to new highs because the fundamentals never wavered. XRP is in a similar spot now, but with even stronger tailwinds. The hidden timeline I'm revealing shows key milestones. ETF approvals by late October could spark the first wave, pushing prices toward 240 and beyond in the short term. Then come first quarter 2026. Expect Ripple's treasury deployments to boost liquidity, drawing in more banks. By mid-2026, if XRP captures even a fraction of the $120 trillion cross-border payments market, think DTCC and Swift liquidity flows. Analysts are projecting prices in the double or even triple digits. One bold take puts it at $18,181 if we hit 50% capture. Sound crazy? Not when you see the smart money behaviors, whales accumulating during dips, institutional filings piling up. Transformation is here and you're at the forefront. If this fired you up, subscribe now. Notifications on for real-time updates. Peek at the pinned comment for bonus resources, including my XRP Insights newsletter to keep the momentum. You're not just holding an asset. You're part of a transformation in global finance. Share with a fellow holder. Let's amplify this community. What's your vision for XRP's future? Drop it below. We're building this together. Stay optimistic, stay vigilant, and remember, in uncertain times, the informed lead the charge.